I took the job because the posting said after-hours attendant and the pay was better than night security at the hospital lot. A playhouse, I thought. Foam mats, party rooms, mop and lock the doors. Easy. The listing didn't mention the rules. It didn't mention the smell, either a sweet rot beneath lemon cleaner. Like someone tried to scrub fear out of rubber dot. My name is Caleb. I clock in at 11:47 p.m. The red digits on the back of his time terminal blinking like a pulse. Outside, the parking lot is. Inside, the place glows a carnival of artificial stars. Glow strips along the ceiling. Fairy lights twined through netted tunnels. A carousel of plastic horses frozen mid-prance. It should be harmless. It is not. On the desk is the binder I was told to memorize Playhouse rules overnight, stamped in cheerful block letters. Pages are laminated, wiped until cloudy. A pink crayon has scrawled hearts in the margins, then crossed each heart out with a hard, angry line. I run a hand over the cover, and it leaves damp on my palm. Rule 1. When the lights dim at midnight, lock every exterior door. The playhouse must not be interrupted. Rule 2. Do not acknowledge voices from the ball pit. They lie. Rule 3. At 12:15, the playhouse will choose a favorite. Identify the child and keep the favorite happy. If the favorite cries, someone else will. Rule 4. Unfavored children should be reminded that waiting is part of play. Do not let them climb. Do not let them beg. Do not let them be seen. Rule 5. If a parent bangs on the windows after midnight, you are not to open the door. Parents cannot see the game properly once it starts. There are more, the font getting smaller, the cheerful clip art of balloons drifting down the margins like something drowning. I smile without meaning to, the way you do before a needle, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the faint lullaby piping overhead, twinkly. Off-brand rockabye baby on a loop, only one note flat. Like the speaker's cone is split. I was the unfavored son in my own family. If you know that feeling, you can smell it. The way attention bends toward a chosen person like grass toward the sun. It leaves you crooked. I guess that's why the line about the favorite makes my molars ache. Midnight. The house sighs. The overheads dim to a syrupy blue. The air thins. The sound system hushes enough that I hear the tunnels breathe. I walk the perimeter like the manual says, flashlight cutting stripes through net and foam. My beam skates across the giant pirate ship, the kind with portholes and a slide disguised as a plankhand across the ball pit beyond it. A shimmering lake of plastic spheres. The surface heaves as if something beneath it turns in sleep. Don't acknowledge, I remind myself, though no voice has called yet. My words fog in the cool air and vanishes. The party rooms line the far wall, each with its theme, dinosaurs, with smiling teeth, space with cartoon planets, princesses with wands aimed like antennas. Beyond them, a hallway of framed photos, collages from birthdays past, kids midlife icing on their faces. I've worked here 3 nights so far. I've dusted these frames. They were normal until tonight. Somebody has rearranged them. Now each frame holds the same party, the same crowd, but the photos aren't identical. In every one, a single child is crisp, bright eyes, perfect focus. All other faces blur into motion smear. In the bottom corner of each is a silver star sticker. On one, the star sits under a boy with a misbuttoned shirt. On another, under a girl with a crooked crown. The rest, fog. A note has been taped beneath the row, at a child's reach. Congratulations to our favorites. In glitter pen, I touch the tape edge, still tacky. 12:12 a.m. The binder says the choosing begins at 1:15. The clock is loud, tick-tick. Somewhere, a small shoe scoffs. The playhouse isn't empty after closing. It never is. That was the first thing the day manager told me with a smile that didn't touch her eyes. You're not alone. You just can't let them out. I circle back to the center where the toddler carousel sits like a shrine. The horse's eyes shine with static. A laminated badge dangles from the brass pole. Caleb printed with a Sharpie that's bled through. My name, capsized by the lowercase vowel, as if the house corrected it. Another breeze rolls out of the tunnel's weight. not a breeze. Breathing, I know the difference. Deeper, slower, expectant. 12-15 clicks. The lights over the ball pit flare then simmer. The spheres ripple, parting around a hollow that opens like a mouth. A baby monitor on the pirate ship's deck crackles to life, though no one touched it. Its tiny green LED blinks once, twice, strobing like a firefly caught in a jar. Favorite, a voice whispers through static. Not a child, not a parent, the building itself. Favorite, something rises from the ball pit. Not a body, a shape of attention, heat without source. The feeling you get when adults stop talking and look past you. The heat swivels, tastes the air. It settles on the far tunnel mouth, red netting sagging like gums. A giggle rings out. A clear single giggle that knows it has already won. I don't see the child. Only the motion. Small hands spidering along the net. The bounce of socks. The sparkle of a backpack charm catching blue light. My flashlight beam touches the opening and stutters. The tunnel seems longer than before. An artery drawing something toward the center. When I angle the beam to catch the face, the net bows in like a breath and my light folds back into me, as if the tunnel doesn't want me to know who the favorite is yet. As if names matter. The monitor chirps again. Another sound answers from the party room hallway. A low, many-mouthed murmur, like a crowd waiting to be let in. I turn, at the glass doors. Silhouettes press and fade. Adults, parents. Faces washed pale by the parking lot. Lamps, mouths moving, hands pleading on the glass. Their noise doesn't carry. It never does. Rule 5. Parents cannot see the game properly once it starts. I can see them. They can't see me at all. The heat swivels back to me, impatient. It wants me to play my part. Keep the favorite happy. I swallow. Welcome, I say to the empty air. Where do you want to start? The carousel twitches. The ball pit exhales. Somewhere beneath the floor, something old clears its throat. And from the tunnel mouth, the giggle comes again closer now. As if the playhouse has laid its first card on the table and is waiting to see if I'll fold. The heat of attention settles like a hand on the crown of a small, unseen head. The playhouse wants proof I remember the rules. I bow toward the rednet tunnel like it's a curtain. Where to first? I ask. The answer is motion. The tunnel coughs out a silver star sticker that jumps to my boot. The carousel creaks awake. Carousel, I say. The favorite comes the way heat does, without footfalls. The brass pole sweats as if warm hands just gripped it. I flip the switch. Lights race around the mirror. A horse's glass eye catches me in a perfect circle. Hold tight, I murmur to the air. By the third rotation, there's an impression in the saddle, a depression where weight should be. A plastic mane bends as if fingers comb it. Laughter doesn't need a throat. Outside, parents pat the glass in waves. A silent movie of pleading. A mother mouths please. I keep my eyes away. Jealousy bubbles from the ball pit, gravel sliding. Down a chute. Don't acknowledge, I whisper. Don't acknowledge. The baby monitor repeats in my voice, then adds, sweeter, unless they promise you a name. I freeze. Rule 2, the ball pit lies. The monitor lies for it. The carousel sugar slows. The favorite is already bored. A tug at my shirt hem draws me to the pirate ship. The deck tilts as if greeting royalty. The rope ladder smells like pennies. Captain, I say to the air, because kids like titles. Permission to board. The rope goes taut. Permission granted. I climb. At the top. The wheel spins a quarter turn by itself, then locks. A small shoulder leans against my side. Game. The ship answers first. The speaker pops. Then the floor whispers a title into my bones. King of the slide. On cue, the orange tube darkens, shading from plastic to tunnel. The drop looks longer than physics allows. The rules say nothing about refusing a game. They only say what happens if the favorite cries. First try's yours, I say, and the slide drinks laughter like water. I track descent by sound, a soft rush, sock squeak, triumphant gasp. Lights bloom under the ball pit like fireworks beneath a lake. Then dash faster, dash hands strike from under the spheres. Dozens at once, small and quick, trying to catch the rider. The favorite shoots out untouched. The pit hisses, thwarted. The monitor crackles. Let the others have a turn, it suggests in sing-song. Let everyone be seen. Rule 4. Do not let them be seen. No, I tell the room. Air cools at the refusal. The unfavored crowd closer. They look less like children than ideas of children have remembered birthdays smeared by tears. Where they gather, the foam floor. SINKS. For a strobe, I see a face. A paperplate smiley, bent staples for dimples. Wet thumbprints for eyes. It vanishes, leaving the ache of something trying. King needs a guard, I say, steering the heat. Every favorite needs one. Attention swivels. Guard means me. Relief is immediate and ugly. I don't want to be chosen, and I am. At the glass bodies rearrange into a corridor. The parents think they see an attendant doing his job. Their mouths shape thank you. I escort the invisible weight back to the ladder. The ship groans, pleased. The playhouse prefers me compliant and watches for any crack where a cry might squeeze out. Keep the favorite happy, keep the world from breaking. On the next run, the slide spits the favorite out silent. Silence is danger. I crouch by the end, acting on instinct older than my bones. High five, I say, palm up. The air slaps mine. Contact scorches like a lit bulb. The favorite laughs there, the playhouse hums, satisfied. From the pit. A voice tries again, softer, now wearing a name I haven't heard in years. Caleb, it says in my mother's voice. Let them up. My stomach drops. The ball pit never knew my mother. The house did. The house knows which key opens me. I can't, I tell it, and my voice shakes. Not tonight. The star sticker peels off my boot, flips, and adheres to the floor beside the slide's mouth. A marker, a promise. Choosing isn't over. It's begun. Upstairs is 4 favorites. Downstairs is for the rest. The monitor's lead winks once. Round 2, the playhouse whispers. Make them happy, Caleb, or someone else will cry for you. I look at the orange mouth and wonder how far downstairs goes right now. The playhouse likes games that look harmless. It wants me to nod along. To be the adult who keeps the smile going while the floor opens under the table. Round 2, it purrs through the ceiling speakers. A garland twitches. Confetti drifts from nowhere and melts before it hits the floor. The favorite's heat tugs me toward Party Room B, Princess Bink castle walls, paper crowns, plastic tea set, a centerpiece cake, taller than a toddler. I didn't set that cake. I never do. It appears when it's time to clap. The door doesn't latch. It puckers around me as I step in, then seals with a soft kiss. The window shade scrolls down by itself. Outside, shapes smear across the glass. Impatient, the unfavored have no faces to press, just a suggestion of cheeks. Maybe a curl of hair, then smear and slide away like breath. A disposable lighter sits beside the cake, metal warm, as if just used. The candles are unlit but the wicks glisten. I count them, 1, 2, 3. Then they multiply when I blink. 10, 11, 12. I don't look away again. The monitor on the pirate ship crackles from here. Its voice piped in through the wall. Make a wish, it sings, a notch sharp. The overhead lights dim to a candle-hungry dusk. Okay, I tell nobody, and not no one. Cake time. The favorite announces himself, the way weather does. The air tilts. The little white plastic chairs scoot an inch as if to make a path. A glitter wand rolls, stops at my shoe. I touch the table with 2 fingers, like a priest touching an altar. The playhouse smells like sugar and pennies and that lemon cleaner, trying to hide something soured underneath. Rule 3. Keep the favorite happy. Candles mean breath. Breath means wishes. Wishes mean someone else is crying if I fail. I flick the lighter. The flame arrives blue at the throat, yellow at the top, and wrong in the middle, like there's a bubble trapped in it. Each wick hisses like a whispering mouth when it catches. The favorite climbs into the chair beside me without weight. The chair sighs anyway, Happy, I say. And my voice is thin. Ready? The crowd outside the glass knows the cue. Their palms pat the window in time. Thud, thud, thud. No sound ends up in here. The room eats it. But I feel it through my knuckles on the table. I never liked birthdays growing up. My brother's parties glowed. Mine fizzled. You learn to clap for someone else's cake until your palms sting. You learn to swallow the taste of wax. On 3, I murmur, 1, 2. The baby monitor interrupts in my mother's voice. Let them all blow, Caleb. Be fair. Rule for prickles my scalp. Do not let them be seen. Do not let them climb. Do not let them blow. No, I say to my mother's voice, that is not my mother. It's the favorite's turn. Something skitters under the table. Something with knees and elbows. Lots of them. I don't look down. The favorite inhales God. I can feel it. The room pulls in with him. My lungs deflate because his demand outranks mine. The candles bend toward an invisible mouth. He blows. The flames fight it. They lean but do not extinguish. They hiss wetly like hair in a sink. Wax tears down the cake in white lines, caking on the plastic princess's eyes, sealing them shut. Again, I say, too fast, clapping once. You've got it. From outside, the smear of a child-shaped thing standing, fingers curling over the sill, not allowed. The unfavored are not to climb. My body moves before thought. I grab the vinyl Happy Birthday banner and slap it across the window like a bandage, taping down hope with party tape. The thing's fingerprints press through the letters HAPPY, then slide away. I hate myself for how easy that felt. The favorite tries again. This time, the candles scream, not loud, just the smallest violin of sound inside the flame, like air forced through metal teeth. 3, go out. 9 stubborn suns remain. The room cools, the cake sweats, the plastic knife trembles against the plate like it wants to turn itself around and point at me. Game needs help. The monitor coos, nowhere and everywhere. God helps. Rulebook in my head flips a page I didn't memorize. Do not accept gifts from the unfave line. That line wasn't there last night. It is now inked behind my eyes. As if in answer, something pushes a party blower across the table, toward me. The paper coil is patterned with stars. The tip is wet. From us whispers under table knees, and 3 tiny blows of cold air touch my wrist, so we can be seen. I don't touch it. I grab a plastic cup instead, flip it, and trap the blower. Thank you, I say to the Nothing, not tonight. A titter like shredded paper rolls back toward the door. The room approves or resents or both. Okay, champ. I tell the air beside me. Try with me. Ready? 1, 2. I lean and blow not at the candles, but above them toward the favorite, like you do with a kid, too little to manage a bicycle pushing wind into his wind. The lights cut for half a heartbeat. Our breaths catch each other on the way out. A sound like a cork, leaving a bottle pops. Inside the cake, all the remaining flames go out at once. For a second, we are in blackout. The unfavored slap at the glass, frantic shadows. The monitor giggles, tinny. Then the room relamps, dim and pleased. Smoke streams upward, but not to the ceiling. It threads down through the tabletop, a gray rope slipping into the floor. It smells like a blown-out birthday and damp. Crawlspace. The floor returns the smell with interest. Tiles soften under my shoes. Vinyl puckers then recedes, like gum. A seam shows where no seam should bunder the cake, square and old. A trapdoor. The playhouse is in a good mood and wants to feed it. Downstairs, the monitor whispers, no longer trying to be my mother. Stares for the rest. The favorite is delighted. His delight warms my teeth. He slaps the table with invisible hands. I don't want to imagine those hands pressing into wax dot outside the banner. The unfavored have organized their shadows. Line up, smallest to tallest, as if the smear things remember how to cue. The first in line lifts a gift bag, pink tissue scraping the glass. Inside is a dark shape like a shoe, like a heart. Don't, I tell the glass. I tell myself. The bag tilts until the tissue coughs the shape out onto the sill. It is not a heart, it's a Polaroid, fresh and shining. In it, a party I have dusted in the photo hall 100 times. One kid is crisped and bright, the rest are blurs. The crisp kid's face is blank where features should be, as if something chose the outline and forgot the details. The silver star sticker at the corner peels up. The photo wriggles, it wants inside. I can't let you be seen, I say, voice small. I'm sorry. The trapdoor lifts with a sigh. Cold pours up cellar air, syrup thick. The exact temperature of a hand that has never been warm. Steps unspool into darkness like a tongue. The favorite leans, eager. The playhouse hums like a fridge, like a hive, like a choir on a single note. Guard, the monitor says, amused now, escort. I look at the opening and feel it looking back. I don't move. The cake knife chatters against the plate until it falls, pointing like a compass needle toward the first step. Downstairs isn't a place, it's a preference, and the house just opened its mouth. The trapdoor breathes cold up my sleeves, tasting the sweat in my elbows. The cake knife points like a divining rod. Escort, the monitor repeats, silk over a blade. Okay, I tell the favorite and the floor and the part of me that has always wanted a door to open just for me. We'll go together. I take the plastic princess wanda, one that rolled to my shoe, and tuck it like a baton in my belt. It's nothing. It's something to hold that isn't a child's hand. I can't see. The first step bows, accepting my weight. The vinyl lip of the trapdoor seals against my back as I descend. The party room's sugar light squeezes down to a postcard above me, then slides shut. The playhouse hums, pleased. I am in its throat. The stairs aren't wood. They're foam puzzle tiles beveled into risers, each printed with a letterer, B, C scuffed thin. My boot prints darken them for a heartbeat. AVA step cools too. Blue bickelder, size in the bones. The favorite's heat presses at the back of my knees like a toddler trying to pass me on a narrow stair. I speak to keep breath moving. We'll count, I say. Favorites first. The heat laughs, and the stairwell responds. The tiles brighten a shade, as if flattered. Rulebook pages I've never seen flip in my head, like wind taking a calendar. Downstairs, addendum, if the favorite laughs, stairs shorten. If the favorite fears, stairs lengthen. Do not say their name. Names invite ownership. I don't know whose rules these are. The house's, mine. We round into a landing. The ceiling is balloon low, rubber kissing my hair. Old helium bulbs, grey and wrinkled, crowd the space. Their strings brush my cheeks like cobwebs. Each balloon has a silver star sticker. Some stars have peeled and fallen to the floor, gummy side up, the way attention sometimes falls. Sticky, useless, still dangerous. I step around them. One adheres to my boot anyway, clinging like a verdict. A sign on the far wall, hand-painted in a child's confident strokes. Play quiet or the others wake, the cue. In quiet has been finger-scrubbed until it looks like a zero. The favorite currents passed me into a hallway that shouldn't fit under a party room. On either side, glass-fronted cases like a museum's only, instead of fossils. Each holds a party favor, frozen in a block of clear resin, a whistle, a paper crown, a friendship bracelet, half-tied. Behind each, a Polaroid, crisp child with a star. The rest smear. On the plaque beneath, an etched date and a name that has been carefully scratched out, line by angry line. The scratches glitter like scales. Don't stop, I tell the air. Because stopping is thinking, and thinking is fear, and fear is longer stairs. We pass a crawlspace mouth covered by red netting. It exhales warm breath that smells like old cake and a wet dog. Something inside tries a word. Ka. It begins, like a child sounding out a hard name. Wrong game, I say, and the wand at my belt thrums, faint as a phone on silent. The favorite bumps my hip, impatient. He wants spectacle. The house wants hierarchy. I'm here to enforce both. At the next landing, the wall is a fridge to fridge, from upstairs, but wrong. Magnets hold drawings I haven't seen. jack-o'-lanterns with too many teeth, a house with no windows, a stick figure with arms so long his hands drag the ground. Each corner features a star sticker, and beneath tiny tally marks, grouped in fives, like knights served a suction cup, hooks a plastic frame to the center. Inside, a photo of a small boy at a party, his grin missing the front two teeth. The grin is crisp. The eyes are fog. A note under the frame reads, "Congratulations to our favorite," the last word smudged to a bruise. The baby monitor carries down the hall, voice thinned by distance. "He's having fun, Caleb, keep going." "Working on it," I mutter. The floor tilts us toward a door painted with stripes. Quiet room. I hear nothing on the other side. Even the playhouse hum hushes, as if standing at a chapel's threshold. I put my palm to the door, and it is cold and damp, like skin left too long in bathwater. Short visit, I promise. The favorites heat shivers. Delight. Inside blacklight, foam blocks stack in a pyramid that could topple if you breathe wrong. A no running sign smiles from a corner. In the center, chalk hopscotch squares glow like vertebrae. The numbers aren't numbers. They're rules, written small, repeating. Don't let them climb. Don't let them be seen. Don't let them beg. Don't let them be. The last word never arrives. I step to the hopscotch. The favorite lands first, invisible toes, denting chalk. The square flares. Laughter, high and solitary, fills the room. A bell struck once. The next square flares without a foot on it, eager to be chosen. The pyramid of blocks whispers, 100 foam lips sliding. Choose me, choose me, choose me. The playhouse wants him to jump until his joy sours into hunger. It wants the unfavored to press their faces to the glass that isn't here and learn, again, that they don't count. It wants to feed on the moment the world divides. I can feel the stairs behind us lengthening already. New rule, I say. Softly enough, the house might mistake it for a prayer. We play together or we don't play. The favorite goes still. The room waits, offended. On 3, I say, and my voice is the coach I never had. We'll hop at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, I jump. The wand thrums against my belt as my foot lands. The square blooms brighter and another square, just beyond, flares without a foot at all. As if an unfavored is mirroring our hop from behind the wall where the house keeps them. For a heartbeat, there are 2 games, ours and theirs. The block pyramid leans toward us like a hungry crowd leaning over a barrier. The door handle clicks behind me. I don't turn. I hear the slither of something entering on its knees. A hiss. Not snake, but she, gathers at my ankles. Short visit, I repeat. Last hop, we hit the final square together. The room pops, not with noise but with pressure. My ears ache. The chalk words smear into a single streak that reads like a sentence only kids understand. The door slams itself open. The hallway returns. The balloons overhead tug toward our faces, trying to kiss. The star on my boot peels and slides, finally done with me. It floats up, finds its ceiling, and sticks. I herd the favorite back toward the stairs. The tiles ahead glow shorter, the alphabet tightening, A and B, kissing like twins. The house purrs, disappointed and sated. A cat deciding not to kill a mouse it could dot at the bottom of the stairwell waits another door, unpainted, breathing out wet, stenciled on it, in cheerful chalk, music and games. A paper streamer snakes from beneath like a tongue. The monitor's voice is closer again, intimate at my ear. Round 3, it sighs, make him sing, Caleb. I put my hand to the door. It thumps softly, back like a heartbeat, like hands clapping once, waiting to see who will choose next. The door thumps like a small, eager heart. I push and the room inhales me. Checkerboard floor, red curtain stage, a wall of finger-smeared mirrors, and a ring of tiny chairs already marching in a circle, though no feet push them. A disco ball turns, slow as a planet. The air tastes like spit-polished brass and old frosting. Round 3, the monitor purrs from nowhere. Sing, a toy piano blinks to life on the stage. rainbow keys pulsing. Beside it, a microphone slides out of a stand and points at chest height favorite height. It shines wet, as if someone's mouth never left it. The favorite's heat skips ahead, delighted. 2 chairs hop aside to let him pass. The ring tightens like a halo cinched 1 notch too small, printed across the far wall in preschool. Letters, freeze dance, musical chairs, only 1 seat is safe. Underneath, smaller, nearly wiped away, do not let the unfavored sing. Humming counts, the mirrors catch motion when nothing stands. Smudges form cheek heights, breath ovals blooming, then smearing into long handprints that drag down the glass. Quick game, I say to the air. Bat and 1 tapping my thigh. The playhouse hums agreement that sounds like a deal. Music snaps on, a calliope version of If You're Happy and You Know It, detuned just enough to pry at molars. The chairs skitter faster. The favorite follows the orbit, invisible socks squeaking. I keep pace at his shoulder because that's my job here. Guard, shadow, blame bucket if he cries. Downstairs addendum, musical note, if the favorite misses his seat, the nearest unfavored will be taken to balance the game. That wasn't in the book, I tell my blood, which doesn't care. The calliope cuts. Silence falls like a trap. Every chair fidgets once, choosing teeth. The one with a silver star tucked beneath it does not. I don't know how I know. I feel the star the way you feel a live wire behind drywall. The favorite's heat leans left trong. I nudge right. Air dents the vinyl, he sits. The chair sighs instead of biting. A chair to down opens its mouth. There's no other word, and the seat flips. A wet clack, something small and grey, and many need shrinks back from the lip, unchosen. The mouth slams shut with a child's disappointed gasp from the mirrors, humming. Not loud, not words. A testing sound, like a hand under a faucet. The glass fogs with effort. The rule under my tongue burns. Do not let the unfavored sing. Quiet audience, I say, pointing the wand like a conductor. Eyes on the stage. The mirrors throw my shape back at me 1,000 times, thin and twitching. A man pretending to be a wall. Behind my reflections, shadows stack into a chorus. Again, the monitor coos, faster. The music returns at a crueler tempo. Chairs scurry. The favorite bumps me, exhilarated. A toy tambourine somewhere shakes itself in applause. The parents beyond whatever wall separates us from the parking lot knock in perfect time. A ghost, DRUMLINE. Cut. We drop. My gut tells me the safe seat behind us this time. The favorite zigzags. I tap the floor with the one once, twice the way you do to call a dog across an invisible electric fence. He trusts the sound. He throws himself backward. The seat catches him. The chair's little rubber feet splay like toes relieved of a blister. The mirrors hum louder, 100 mouths learning the shape of a note. A face almost forms paper white oval, eyes like dry thumbprints, but the glass shudders and erases it. Not allowed, not seen. The microphone on stage turns toward us like a sunflower. The baby monitor uses a new voice, my father's, the one he saved for assemblies. Let the others try, son. Be fair. The room chills. The wand vibrates against my palm like a trapped bee. No fairness tonight, I tell the empty, and the not tempty. Fairness is how you get eaten. The chairs slow on their own. The house is changing the game. Final round, the monitor sighs, winner sings. The circle stops so clean, the hairs on my arms rise. 7 chairs remain. One will mouth open if we choose wrong. One will bloom a star underneath and take us upstairs, I think, suddenly. The word surfacing like a drowned thing, upstairs. The favorite trembles with wanting. That want turns the room to degrees warmer, like an oven preheating. The calliope gasps. Then plays a single note that sounds like a held breath. We move. I don't hear the cut, but I feel it. The room goes expectant. As if everyone leaned forward at once, I trust the ache in my molars and pivot us toward a chair that looks identical to all the others. He sits. The chair doesn't bite. The seat glows underneath, faint as a firefly pinned under glass. A line of light draws from the chair legs too. The stage, a path sketched in chalk, the color of old bones. The microphone's little red LED flares. Sing, the monitor says gently. Let him be heard. The wall text burns in my head. Do not let the unfavored sing. It doesn't say anything about me. The favorite doesn't have a throat, but he has a sound. It's a laugh pulled into a note, a pebble pushed into a bottle. It quavers, uncertain, then steadies my lungs. Try to match him the way you match a baby's breath when it forgets how. I hum, not a melody, but a floor for him to stand on. The mirrors go furious palms and forearms and whole silhouettes pressing. Mouths shaping, oh, trying to push air through the glass. Humming, humming, humming. The room registers it as singing. The calliope shifts key, minor blade, to major bomb. The favorite's note blooms. The path to the stage brightens. The curtains lift on their hems like they're smiling. A second microphone snakes out of the stand toward me. It taps my chest, a woodpecker's beak. The monitor tries my mother again, too soft. Duet, it whispers. He'll cry without you. If the favorite cries, someone else will. I've got you, I say, but I do not take the mic. I turn the wand in my fingers, baton to spoon to sword, and slice it through the air on a tempo only he and I can hear. His note rides my cut. We are a duet without admission. The mirrors answer with 250 thin throats pushing at once. The wall bows. A web of hairline cracks spiders across the glass. Silver like star stickers peeled and stuck wrong. The first crack reaches the floor and pings. An unfavored shadow reaches to touch the line of light toward the stage. Don't, I tell the room, don't be seen. I pivot, stabbing the wand into the checkerboard path, and the light hops one square left, as if I moved a game piece. The touch misses. The crack freezes. For now, the favorite's last note holds. The microphone bows toward the stage like a reed in wind. A prize wheel on the back wall coughs awake, its wedges painted with toys and tickets, and, on one slice, a silver star. It spins without anyone touching it. Worry faster than the room can track. When it stops, the pointer clicks onto star. Something rattles in the prize chute. A ticket spits out not paper, plastic, dog tag size, etched with letters that try to mean a name. The Playhouse has blurred them into safe nonsense, but my guts read the shape anyway. I feel the name like a bruise you don't touch. Do not say their name. Names invite ownership. I don't say it. I pocket the tag. It burns against my ribs like a hot coin. The red curtain ripples. A stare of light unrolls up, not down. The checkerboard under my boots brightens where it touches, coaxing us stageward. The house is pleased. The house is hungry for the next thing. Round 4, the monitor sighs, happy as a closed eye. Prizes. The prize closet door unlatches with a candy click. Cold air breathes out, sweeter than the basement, and twice as wrong. Rows of bags hang inside, each tagged with a name carefully scratched to glitter. One hook is empty. It swings, slow as a pendulum, waiting for us to step closer. The favorite tugs. Upstairs is in reach. The mirrors buzz like a hive trying to remember a melody. I keep my hand on the hot plastic tag in my pocket and tell him, softly, not yet. The prize closet breathes sweet and wrong. Cold air rolls out like a freezer that's been hiding. Meat to long beneath popsicles. Paper bags hang in neat rows, each with a white tag etched in block letters, each name scratched to glitter. One hook at kid height is empty, swinging like a metronome. The wall above it is stenciled in carnival font. Prizes for favorites, only smaller, unfavored weight. Unfavored watch. Unfavored learn. A new line ghostwrites itself beneath. Ink beating from nowhere like sweat. Do not carry prizes across thresholds. The dog tag in my pocket burns a circle through my shirt. It wants the hook. The favorite's heat tugs at my elbow, greedy and delighted. The mirrors behind us hum as if 100 thin throats are swallowing at once. The monitor tries kindness. Redeem your tag, Caleb. Don't make him cry. If the favorite cries, someone else will. The sentence runs its cold finger along my gums. I pull the tag and keep it cupped so I don't see the blur of the name. The plastic is etched deep, letters with the weight of a gravestone. I don't say anything. Names invite ownership. Names invite keeping. Quick prize. I tell the air beside me. We'll pick together. The empty hook steadies, listening. In the nearest bag, tissue paper shivers like a thing afraid. I part it with 2 fingers. Inside, a cheap plastic crown, its points tipped with glass beads that aren't glass. A silver star sticker hides under the brim where it will touch a child's hair. Good, I ask the favorite. His heat brightens. The crown lifts lightly on its own. Floats to that patch of air, the height of a small skull, and pauses. The monitor drops the honey. Payment first. Payment. My mouth dries. I look into the bag again. Beneath the crown is nothing. No ticket book, no toy car, no stale candy. The prize is the mark. The price is the house picks. The mirrors press forward. On the glass raises something like a hand, like an inhaler, like a ribbon. No, tonight it's a Polaroid, fresh, crisp. A party I dusted upstairs. The favored face is blanked smooth. The corner star peels itself and licks the inside of the glass. Hungry to cross. If I don't, I start. Then someone else cries. The monitor says, patient as a dental drill. Balance keeps the game safe. Safe for who? I look at the crown, at the star, at the empty hook, at the doorframe where threshold is a throat waiting. Different prize, I say, and grab the bag behind it. Tissue rustles, inside a light-up ring, the kind you thump to make it flicker. Under it, a packet of star stickers, hundreds. The bottom glitters like fish scales. The rule under my skin crawls, do not remove star stickers. Another sentence etches itself on the closet wall, and I hate the way the house writes inside me. Do not select substitutes. The favorite sours heat, receding. A child's delight can go to scream in one heartbeat. The room tightens around that hinge. Hey, I whisper to the air. Hey champ, how about a game? We trade. You get a crown upstairs later. Right now, we win something better. The word upstairs wakes everything. The stare of light we saw in music and games trembles, its first step ghosting at the edge of the stage. Parents outside the walls knock in a new rhythm, hopes knuckles. The crown bobs, considering. The heat leans toward the bag, toward me. Hold it together, I beg softly. I've got you. The mirrors hum louder. A choir learning breath. One smear child dares a hum. Humming counts. A hairline crack races spider-fast from mirror to floor. The playhouse notices. The closet makes the decision for us. The crown whips toward the empty hook as if yanked by a magnet. The dog tag jerks in my grip, hot as a stove coil, tries to leap. I clamped my fist shut. Skin sizzles. The smell is pennies. Payment, the monitor repeats. Bored now. The bag, in my other hand, sags. Tissue blackens as if breathed on by something with no temperature at all. From the mirror line, the Polaroid shoves through the glass an inch, to paper bulging like an eye. I lunge and slap the light-up ring against the Polaroid, as if a toy can plug a wound. The ring flashes. The photo status caught. The star sticker on its corner peels up, considering the air. Don't, I tell it. I am talking to a sticker. I am talking to my own bad childhood. It listens like both do, not at all. The wand at my belt thrums so hard, my teeth buzz. I yank it free, and jab the closet's door jam. 3 quick taps, the same rhythm I used to move the checkerboard light. The jam swallows the taps like a lock, learning a code. A strip of LED above the hook blinks from red to a sick hospital. Yellow. Override? I breathe. Not sure if that's a word the house respects. Something changes, not much. A kind of slack in the rope. Crown, I say to the favorite, keeping my voice thin and bright. The voice I swore I'd never use on a child, because it's the voice adults used on me. Heads up. I lift the crown, it weighs like laminate. And grief, I don't carry it across the threshold. I step into the closet instead, swallowing the rules sideways, and tilt the crown so its star doesn't touch hair. The points hover. The favorite rocks on invisible feet, delighted anyway. The monitor laughs, a dry page turning. Clever, but thresholds aren't only doors. The light under the closet shelf shifts so. The floor seam crosses here. The threshold is under me. The rule writes itself across my shin bones like ice. Do not carry prizes across thresholds. I am standing on the throat. Fine, I say through my teeth. Then you take it. I let go. The crown hangs in air for a 6-second, and then lowers, sweet as a benediction. The star under the brim kisses something I can't see. I feel it by proxy, the way you feel when a kid finally accepts the hat you bought them. Sudden, stupid relief, the mirrors sing. Not words there forced into music by envy. The crack on the glass races. A spiderweb blooms. A smear child presses its mouth to the damage, trying to be seen through the pattern like lace. Quiet, I snap, and slam the wand butt first into the floor. The checkerboard in the other room twitches, the crack pauses as if startled. The choir falls to a hiss. The prize closet exhales. A bag near the floor inflates and pops like a paper lung. Inside, something thumps from empty to full. Payment, the playhouse has taken. What? A ribbon slides under the door and lies across my boot. It's pale blue, damp, knotted the way a careful hand knots before school. It twitches twice and goes. Still, I don't look for the child it left. I can't. The favorite's heat, so just happy. Upstairs brightens. The stare of light licking farther across the stage, chalk white and eager. The crown's points spark once like teeth. The monitor coos in my father's assembly voice. Ceremony time. Parade the favorite. Show the unfavored how to watch. The path to the stage draws itself in bones. The prize closet door swings wide. To let me exit obedient on the threshold, a new rule stamps the air like a date. Do not volunteer. The star sticker under the crown glitters. The feeling it throws isn't for a child. It pivots. It looks for a chest high enough to fill the room. Before I know what I'm doing, I slap the spare star from the sticker packet on my shirt. The foil bites through cotton into skin, a cold kiss that burns after. Attention swivels, blinding. Parents, at the glass, think they see an attendant doing his job. The unfavored goes still, as if the room held its breath. For a single heartbeat, I am the favorite dot. The mirrors show faces, not smears cheeks and ears and mouths. Real as lightning. The playhouse snarls. The star on my chest heats, then hardens. Like a scab, I'm not allowed to pick. Rule letters claw up my spine. Do not remove star stickers. I rip it anyway. Fireflies explode behind my eyes. The foil tears skin. A flake embeds under my nail. The house howls in a frequency that lives in the teeth. Upstairs dims to a warning. The favorite wavers, confusion crinkling the air. I've got you. I say hoarsely to the place where a head should be. I pocket the torn star, hot as a coin beside the name tag that isn't a name, and step onto the first white stair. Parade, the monitor sighs, furious and fond all at once. We begin to climb. The stair of light climbs like chalk drawn in the air and hardening under my boot just in time. Each step pulses once mind, then goes dim behind us as if the house is swallowing the path as we pass. The favorite's heat bounces ahead, skipping invisible. Crown points chiming against nothing. The monitor's voice softens to ceremony. Parade the favorite. Let the unfavored learn. Upstairs protocol writes itself in my head, cold ink across the backs of my eyes. Do not step off the white. Do not look over the rail. Do not accept applause. If you stumble, the path narrows. We climb into a catwalk that shouldn't exist. A lace of white planks weaving above the play floor. Below, the ball pit glows like a lake under a winter moon. Hands tease the surface, seeking a pirate ship's mast pierces up to our level. A yardarm dressed with streamers that have knotted themselves into a noose bow. The parents beyond the glass follow the moving lights with their faces, a tide of pale ovals turning in unison. Their tapping keeps rhythm unheard, but felt in bones. The path takes us past the photo hall. Only we're in it now, skating level with the frames. Each collage rearranges as we pass. The crisp child slides to the center. The blur bandages the edges. Silver star stickers tilt to follow our steps like hungry sunflowers. A freshly printed note rattles on a pushpin. Congratulations to our favorite. Today, the name line blank, pen poised, daring a hand. The torn star in my pocket burns a coin-sized circle against my thigh. The dog tag beside it vibrates like a trapped fly. The wand in my fist hums a low C, a machine in idle. A small breath hitches near my shoulder, the favorite, startled by height. The crown trembles. If the favorite cries, someone else will. Slick my voice with calm I don't own. Best seat in the house, I say. You see it. All your kingdom, he warms. The plank widens, a hair under my boot. Approving dot the next span arcs over the ring of chairs we abandoned. They skitter without being touched, forming an aisle beneath us like teeth, aligning. The mirrors across the room have climbed to follow. Glass panes stacked atop one another. A leaning wall of breath and palms and almost phase a sacrac we started earlier branches into a river. The playhouse lets them come close enough to see the parade and then refuses to reflect them. That refusal is its food? A rule I didn't learn until tonight scrapes itself along my spine. Do not wave back, below. A smear thing in the mirror lifts a hand. It is an almost boy for a second, a negative space outline of scalp and ears, and the quick up-down roll of a swallow. It's so easy to raise my fingers, to let someone know I see them. I keep my fist shut. My fingernails carve crescents into the torn star stuck under one nail. Pain has a taste, bright like tinfoil bitten. The path kinks. A white plank angles us toward a little proscenium. I've never noticed a balcony above party room C, trimmed in paper flowers fused to dust. A throne sits under a cardboard arch, plastic, hot pink, sized for a 5-year-old, and too small for anything human that isn't a favorite. Crowning has been lettered in glitter glue across the arch. Drips have dried into stalactites. The monitor drops its whisper and bellows cheer. My father's assembly voice on a megaphone. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the rest is a scald of static. Names invite ownership. Names invite keeping. The house eats the name before it's spoken, and we all taste its afterheat. Keep moving, I tell the air, at child height. We don't have to sit. The throne tilts toward us. The white path shortens until standing still feels like stepping backward. The favorite's heat flares with that unbearable toddler lurch toward the thing that will make him king for a heartbeat and a prisoner for longer. Game, I say, quickly, the way you rattle keys. I hold the wand out like a scepter. Royal inspection first. See your subjects. He leans rapt. The plank tolerates the lean. Below, the ball pit sends up a single sphere that bounces to our level, bonks the rail with toddler sincerity, and drops. The unfavored chorus hums through glass teeth. The crack in the mirror splits with a clean violin string ping. 2 inches of the mirror's edge peeled like a sticker. Eyes on me, I whispered to the space beside my cheek, ready for a magic trick. The crown stills, the heat pockets under my ribs. I fish the packet of star stickers from the prize bag. Do not remove star stickers. Throbs like a migraine, but I don't peel any. I fan the packet like cards. The silver catches the disco light and throws a galaxy across the ceiling. For 1 second, every hungry surface has its fill of stars that won't stick. The favorite laughs, that round animal sound that makes whatever's breathing through the vents lean closer with a fondness I trust less than knives. The path widens enough to move. We slip past the throne. The monitor clucks its tongue in my mother's voice. Skipping ceremony is unkind. It's not cancelled, I lie. It's later. Up here, the air changes. Lemon cleaner fades. We pass a door with a staff-only sign, thumbtacked, crooked. The knob turns itself when my eyes touch it. A new rule etches coldly across my teeth. Do not open doors that aren't for you. The favorite's heat brightens curious. The door senses curiosity like wolves sense weak knees. Not for us, I say. We're on the parade. The white planks take us along a wall painted with murals. Not the ones from downstairs, these are older. Kids drawn in the heavy hand of an adult who never learned how. Each child has a star. Each child's star is perfectly centered over the throat. On one, the star's glitter has flaked away. Underneath is a small oval bruise of paint. Ahead, a rail turns into a small bridge over nothing. No ball pit, no floor. Just a mouth of darkness cut square from air. Confetti drifts up from it like ash. Stenciled on the bridge, in a font so cheerful it hurts. Do not look down. Below that, as if added by a smaller hand, PLs don't drop me again. The favorite stalls, heat shivers toward chill, the crown rattles. Cry is a storm building over a lake, and I see the first ripple. Hey, I say. So soft the house has to bend to hear me. I slide the wand into my belt and lift my empty hand. Hold. I feel fingers slide into mine. Not wait. Intention. Contact rings through the world like tapping a glass with a fork. The white plank under the bridge thickens, just enough for a guard and a king. We go together. I keep my eyes forward. Something down their sighs, not wind. Not pipe, relief. As if the mouth has been promised food, and will wait one more minute. On the far side, the path widens around another door. This one isn't staff only. This one is painted in soft daycare colors, mint and baby yellow. A sign dangles on twine, nap room. The twine creaks as if recently hung. From inside a sound, the masked slow breathing of many small sleepers. A lullaby plays on loop, one note flat. The same broken cone from the ceiling, only louder. The monitor's voice is right at my ear, intimate, pleased. Lay him down, it says. He's earned his rest. The unfavored will watch and learn. I do not let go of the hand I can't see. The crown's points graze my wrist, impatient. The white path subtly angles us toward the mint door. The way a sidewalk convinces tired feet to take the ramp. The parents in the glass press closer until their faces distort into moons. Not here, I whisper. Not like this. The knob turns without a hand. The door swings a finger's width. Cold breaths sighs out, smelling like sweat shampoo and old sleep. I glimpse rows of cots. In each, a shape under a thin blanket. In each, the blanket rises and falls in a rhythm. That doesn't match lungs. At the near cot, an empty mattress waits. A laminated card hangs from the rail. On it, printed letters blurring into the shape of the name on the tag in my pocket. The white beneath our feet tightens. The bridge we crossed thins behind us. The favorite makes a small, uncertain noise. Don't cry. The house coos, delighted. We'll pick someone for you. It will, if I let it. Something shifts down in the mouth we didn't look into. The mirror crackdown in music and games sends a sliver up a knife of light. Hungry? I squeeze the invisible fingers and say, 2. The house and the child, and the rulebook writing itself inside my bones. We're not lying down. The mint door yawns wider in offense. The path tries to tip. I lean into the tilt. Turn us away. My wand hums so hard, it shakes in my belt. Round 5, the monitor says, falsely patient now, hide and seek. The parade ends at a cul-de-sac of white planks that point 3 ways at once, and none of them say exit. The lights dim too. Syrup. Somewhere below us, the unfavored inhale together, and the playhouse smiles with all its teeth. The white planks end in a little cul-de-sac of light. Overhead, the disco ball stops turning as if the ceiling is listening. The monitor comes in close, breath warm at my ear. Round 5, it whispers, satisfied, hide and seek. Rules etch themselves cold along my gums. Guard counts to 9. Do not peek, the favorite hides. If the unfavored find him, they may be seen. If he is not found before the lullaby ends, someone else will cry for you. The mint nap room door exhales its shampoo sweat breath. The staff-only door hums like a sleeping animal. The bridge to nothing purls, confetti upward, like ash remembering a party. I don't cover my eyes. We hide together, I tell the pocket of heat at my side. The crown taps my wrist, twice yes face. The door, the monitor purrs. Count, I turn toward the mint door, so the house thinks it owns the angle. 1, I say. My voice comes out thin. The lullaby threads louder rockabye. 1 note flat, a vein under skin. 2. I slide the wand free and slap the torn star from my pocket onto its hilt. The foil bites the plastic like a mouth. The wand hums, pleased or afraid. 3. I crouch, press my palm to the favorite's height. Hold me, I whisper. Fingers that are mostly intent and hardly wait slip into mine. The crown's points tick my forearm. 4. I hurl the star-marked wand down the catwalk, a bright fish of plastic and foil. It clatters, skids, bounces once, and catches in the streamers knotted on the pirate mast. The wand dangles and spins, star flashing. Every hungry surface turns. 2. Look 5. The mirrors below sing the humming swells into an almost note, a swarm of thin throats learning the shape of a voice. The crack we started earlier zips across another pane with a clean violin string ping. A rectangle of glass peels at the corner like a sticker, ready to be lifted. 6. The ball pit heaves as hands reach up toward the gleam. The newsbow of ribbon tightens around the yardarm, tender as a hug until it isn't. 7. I lean toward the staff-only door and try the knob. It turns rule letters, claw my teeth. Do not open doors that aren't for you. I open it anyway. If this kills me, it will be for something I chose. 8. Inside is fluorescent day, a wedge of a break room, stale coffee and copier heat, a corkboard bloated with laminated sheets. On top, in cheerful font, Playhouse incident log. Beneath, scribbles dates, initials, a column labeled favorite with names sanded down to blur. In the corner, a landline phone, red light blinking. A folded yellow vest hangs on a peg, child's reflective tape, catching and throwing back my stolen white 9. I pull us through and close the door as the pirate mast jerks. The noose tightens. The wand strains, then stops moving with a sound I feel in my molars. The star on its hilt flares bright, then snuffs like a moth. Silence. The house realizes it's been lied to. The door at my back shudders. The white planks beyond it narrow in rage. The monitor's voice drops its sweet. Not for you, it says, lower than plumbing. Not for you. I don't let go of the hand in mine. The favorites. Heat trembles, not fear, exactly. Anticipation. The break room hums with the sad electricity of aftershift. A cheap motivational poster droops over the sink. Team equals together, everyone achieves more. Someone has gouged through the O to make an I. The corkboard's thumbtacks form constellations. Silver stars in orderly rows. One row is empty. The cork shows a pale rectangle where something hung for years and was just removed. The landline rings once, then again, too late for any office. I pick it up. Playhouse overnight, I say, because my mouth knows how phones work even down here. A woman weeps softly on the other end. Then the line clicks and returns only the lullaby, flatter, closer, as if the phone is in the crib. Hide. The monitor says through the door, now pretending to be helpful. Someone is seeking. Don't let them cry. I scan for a place that is not a place. The vending machine in the corner is unplugged. Condensation tracking snail trails down the glass over rows of candy and a single lonely apple wrapped in cellophane. The maintenance closet stands ajar. Dark as a mouth, mops leaning in like eavesdroppers. A gap between the soda machine and the wall is exactly crown height. Here, I whisper, crouching into that gap. I back us in until my spine touches cinderblock. The favorite slides against my chest. I can feel the near weight of him through my ribs. My skin tries to remember what it was like to hold my brother when we were small, and he let me for exactly 1 minute before shoving me off to run toward applause on the far side of the door. Feet patter. Not many, just enough. The unfavored have learned to climb. I hear their palms on the white rail, soft like fish slapped on dockwood. I hear the mirrors hum and scrape as another rectangle peels away. Something leans against the door and sniffs. Not animal, It smells like lemon and pennies and sleep-warm hair. Fingernails tick the wood in a polite rhythm. Let us in, let us in, let us in. The knob twitches and stops. Maybe the house can't quite open what it said wasn't for me. I take the dog tag out and press it flat against my sternum. The etched not nay sears through cotton. Do not say their name. If I spoke it, I could own him. If I owned him, the house could own us both. On the bulletin board, a laminated sheet trembles as air moves. I squint. It's a copy of the overnight. Rules our rules plus a line I haven't seen. If guard refuses to play, the seekers may select the crier. Beneath, scrawled in dry erase, don't make them pick in a hand tight enough to break bones. I know. I breathe. The favorite's crown nicks my throat as he nods, or as the air nods through him. From the hall, the flat sound a child makes when sorrow connects to lungs. The unfavored have chosen. The sound finds a bell inside my chest and rings it until my ribs hurt. Now the monitor says through the door, urgent with triumph. Open. If I open, the game resets. If I don't, the crier keeps crying until someone else is taken. To balance us, I shove the torn star deeper into my pocket until foil bites, and think. The wand decoy bought us seconds. The staff door bought us 1 minute. The house wants a map to our heat. It follows stars and songs and seeing. Take away the star, take away the song, take away the seeing. Can you be very, very quiet? I whisper to the empty crown. Can you play still? The heat settles, a hand withdrawing from a pan of water. The crown stops ticking. The favorite shrinks into silence, so complete, my own pulse sounds rude. I rip the phone cord out of the wall. The lullaby stutters and dies. I turn the vending machine a hair so its glass faces the door and catches the white from the catwalk in 1,000. Candy bar reflections are whole of wrong stars. The door strains. The knob rattles. The house is counting under its breath. The lullaby has ended. I clasp my hand over the invisible fingers until my palm aches, and when the door flies inward, I am ready to move. The door detonates inward and the seekers spill near. Silhouettes, starved of faces, tidy as a school of fish, turned feral. They flood the breakroom threshold and stall, dazzled by the vending machine's galaxy of fake stars. That buys me one breath. I take it and run hand in hand with heat and crown. I yank the staff door, squeeze us back onto the white plank. The path has narrowed to a ribbon. The house is sulking. Below, the pirate mast yanks, tight streamers cinched into a neat noose around my decoy wand. The star on its hilt flares once, a distress flare, then snuffs. The playhouse laughs low through the vents. Hide and seek is over, it purrs. Return the favorite. No more rounds, I say, and my voice steadies the plank under my boots. New rule. The monitor goes very still, which is how monsters lean in. We reach the mast. I grab the wand one-handed and rip it free. Streamers burn my palm with paper cuts. The catwalk swings toward the mirror wall of music and games so close I could scrape it with my knuckles. The biggest crack we raised there has a torn corner, a perfect peel start. The house eats hierarchy. So I feed it poison. I tear the packet of silver stars in half. Everyone or no one, I tell the glass. I slap stars down the fracture like stitches, every foil mouth biting light. I fling fistfuls into the ball pit. They drift down like a school of tiny suns. I palmed a sheet against the glass door to the parking lot. Foil blooms across the pane like frost. Rules ignite under my tongue. Do not remove star stickers. Do not let the unfavored be seen. The playhouse howls, subwoofers shaking plaster. The parents beyond the glass startle as if a curtain tore. One woman's face drawn from smear to human all at once. Her eyes drop to the dog tag in my fist. I press it to the glass. The letters pull into focus for her, not me. She mouths the name, a sound wrapped in years of bedtime and band-aids. Tears break across her face in a way no smear ever could. Eli, she says. The playhouse jerks like a snagged animal. Names invite ownership. Names invite home. Open the door. The woman pleads, voice still glass-muted. Please Eli, the exterior locks should be midnight-proof. Rule 1. Lock every exterior door. The playhouse must not be interrupted. But the crown on the favorite's invisible head hums. Star under the brim, itching like a fuse. Caleb, the monitor warns, using my father's voice like a knife. Do not carry prizes across thresholds. So I do the one thing it forbids. Drag the crown star across every threshold I can reach. Across the staff, doorjamb plastic shrieks like a violin string cut with a saw. Across the naprum silver, lullaby hiccups, skips, dies. Across the catwalks seam over the bridge to nowhere confetti erupts up like sparks from a grinder. Each scrape smells like tinfoil struck by lightning. Each scrape writes a new crack into the house's rules. When I reach the front glass, I don't lift the crown. I push, star first, like a brand. The foil kisses the pane right over Eli's name. The door shudders as if it remembers hinges. The magnetic lock coughs. The pane turns from mirror to window dot. The woman on the other side sees through for the first time. She sees a crown floating at child height. She sees a man with a wand and a fist full of stolen stars and a face he's been trying not to have all night. She puts her palm where mine is, and the glass finally admits touch. The door clicks. Behind us, the unfavored shriek first as wind, then as real voices finding throats. The mirror wall gives up an entire sheet with a sound like ice calving, and children pour out of their reflections. Not all at once, but in slices, a cheek here, a shoulder there, until the room has edges, and so do they dot the house, panics. The ball pit flexes, hands grabbing, failing, star-studded plastic. Spheres spin like a galaxy losing its center. The mint nap door yawns to swallow what it can and chokes on its own lullaby. Everyone, or no one. I say again, louder, because courage is only volume sometimes. I jam the crown into the woman's hands, star first across the threshold. The foil sears her palm. She doesn't flinch. Take him. Eli's laugh, pure, not borrowed, comes from between us. And then his weight, sudden and perfect, slamming into a body that has done nothing but ache toward him since the night the game started. I don't see his face, because it belongs where it goes, in her neck, under her chin, star against skin. The playhouse keens, the baby monitor hisses. The disco ball spins the wrong way, and throws light like cutlery. The crowning throne rattles, denied its king. The bridge to nowhere exhales confetti like ash, and then nothing at all. Go! I shout, and the parents drag open both doors. Adults flood the glow like rushing water meeting a fire. Every hand that finds a shoulder gives the room one more crack. Every name said aloud welds a kid to a life that isn't made of rules. Playhouse tries an old trick if the favorite cries, someone else will, and for a heartbeat, it chooses me. Pain blooms hot in my eyes. My ribs lock around a bell that wants to ring itself to pieces. I let it. I cry for the house so the children don't. It takes the offering and spends it stupidly. The white planks above us sleep back into chalk dust. The mural's stars peel and drop like dead scabs. The prize closet exhales one last ribbon that doesn't twitch. My torn star scar burns, then cools. The dog tag in my hand goes blank as a coin rubbed too long for luck. Then warm, then nothing at all. The monitor tries. One more time, small as a whine. Stay, it says, guard, play, parade. No, I tell it, we're done clapping. I lead stragglers to the door by the fistful, waving them past rules like police tape. A boy whose edges keep trying to blur holds on to my belt and keeps his edges by sheer argument. A girl who hums whenever she breathes takes my wand and marches her hum toward the parking lot, converting the last of the mirrors into shrapnel notes that can't reflect anyone ever again by the time the sirens arrive. And somebody's aunt is shouting about code violations, and somebody's uncle is filming. The playhouse is smaller than it was. The ceilings have dropped half a foot. The ball pit is a puddle of plastic. The pirate mast bows like a tired man's back. The exterior sign flickers, then gives up its last bulb. The door stays open. Are you hurt? A cop asks. Somewhere near my left ear. Yes, I say. And realize I mean no longer. Eli and his mother sit on the curb under the sodium syringe of a parking lot lamp. He has a smudge of crown foil on his hairline. She holds the crown wrong and right at once, the way you hold something that bit and blessed. She looks up at me like you look up at strangers who were in the wrong place at the right time. Thank you, she mouths, because the night seems too thin to carry sound now that the house has stopped eating it. I nod. The torn star flake under my fingernail throbs, stubborn as a splinter I'll find for weeks. I leave it. I want the reminder. I don't go back the next night. I don't clock in at 11:47. The day manager calls and I let it ring. The news writes it as electrical failure. The city shuts the place pending inspection. A week later, a realtor slaps a sign out front with a photo taken at dusk that makes the building look gentle and tired. The listing reads, "Beloved Children's Entertainment Venue Turnkey," as if keys are the only turning that matters. Sometimes, late, I catch the flat lullaby note under the sound of my fridge, and my hand goes to my pocket for a dog tag that isn't there anymore. Sometimes I wake with the feeling of a small hand in mine, intent more than weight. If you ask what my revenge was, I'll tell you, it wasn't burning the place down. It was starving it. I took away its favorite food. I walked a child past a rule and handed him to someone who could say his name. I made the mirrors show faces. I made the parade end without a throne. The house that only loved one learned to love none. And then it learned to be empty. When people ask why I don't work nights any longer, I say I don't like children's music. That's mostly true. The rest is that I spent one midnight teaching a building a lesson my father never did. Everyone or no one, and no one claps.